George, how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't show.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
We
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
Distinguished guests, and men and women of the finest military in the world. Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah. Michael and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, who's deployed today. All of you have performed extraordinary service to our country.
Go ahead, baby. There you go.
I'm Felicia E, representing from Detroit. You know, this the motherfucking thing. So, happy Memorial Day to everybody. I lost my best friend, Michelle Broussard. You know, say rest in peace. Love everybody. Happy holiday!
And she doing it with your man, Mr. Sam 44 Man. She came on this freeway, y'all, because she seen me taping, and she was like, I seen your show, and I just wanted to come and be on your show for the holiday. So hey, your man Mr. Sam 44 Man out here with Felicia, hey, and we out here doing what we do, representing Memorial Day. Shouts out to everybody in the military that does everything that you do to give us the very blanket that we have to protect us. Thank you all.
God bless.
Your man, Mr. Sam 44 Man, back here with ya. What's up, world? Y'all have a good Memorial Day weekend. Y'all seen I had my partner over here, Felicia. She fan that just seen me out here on the freeway was like, hey, I live across the freeway. I see you all the time. Just wanted to meet you and see who you were. So, hey, it's a beautiful thing when people want to know what's going on. Today, world, it is very, very, very windy out here. And, it's part 2 of the show that I just did last with Michelle Obama. Y'all out here still calling her a man and everything. So, I'm just putting out the footage to give you the opportunity to see and decide for yourself what you think. Hey, you're tuned into the Detroit Raw Show, one of the hottest shows coming out of the city of Detroit, seen around the world. With your man, the one and only Mr. Sam 44 Man. I'll be back with y'all. Stay tuned. World, this Felicia. Felicia about to leave. Say bye, Felicia.
Bye.
It's good to have fans out here. City of Detroit. What does it make me feel like? It makes me feel like that, hey, I'm doing what I need to do to help the citizens of the city, this lady came from her goddamn house to come over here because she says she watched my show because my business cards be in the stores, and they wanted to come out here and see what I'm doing. So that's what's happening. Now, like I said, back to part 2 of Michelle Obama. While Felicia is on her way walking home, girl. Y'all see her? She's on her way walking back home. That's a true fan, world. That's a true fan. Your man, Mr. Sam 44 Man, back here with you. Hey, how is y'all Memorial Day today? Did y'all have a good Memorial Day? Well, the way I hear it, everybody been at the crib, laying down, chilling. Ain't nobody cooking ribs, chicken, hot dogs, hamburgers, drinks, and all that shit in one spot no more. We know that because people can't keep up with it. And also, the economy is so damn high that people just doing regular things. Now I came all the way back to the city to do what I gotta do. I gotta have cooking done for the wife and everybody. But I'm noticing a lot of y'all are saying it's tight, baby. We ain't doing it like we were supposed to be doing it. We ain't doing it like we used to do it. And my thing is to say, I don't know why, but everybody was a dope man. Did everybody do it like I'm doing it? I'ma tell y'all like I did it. Hey, I didn't even go to the Eastern Market like I usually do. I had to go to the bottom of my freezer and pick out barbecue that I barbecued back in East. Cause I froze it immediately as soon as I barbecued it. Then I had to turn around and buy some sides, which wasn't too much, just a couple of little things that I need to season stuff. And then other than that, I had to bank down just like everybody else. I didn't go out there and buy brand new shit. I just went out there and did what I had to do to just maintain the shit that I had. So I'm feeling what a lot of y'all feeling out there, world. Now, let's get to this motherfucker called Truth Seeker. I don't know who you are, my man. If you white or black or not. But I know you a racist ass motherfucker. But I'm gonna tell you like this. You got something to say about the way my show is, then say it. Once again, say it. But when it comes down to disrespecting me, talking that sideways bullshit to me, you don't know who the fuck you talking to. Now I got your phone number, but I see that recently you just had your phone number changed. That's all good. But I tell you like this, I'ma still put your ass on blast. And world, this is what Truth Seeker said to me. And y'all check it out. Check this out. So now what y'all think about that? That's what Truth Seeker said to me. They on the move out here, y'all. Folks getting fucked up. But that's what Truth Seeker said to me. And you also seen what I said to Truth Seeker. So Truth Seeker, let me tell you one thing. Before you know who the fuck you talking to, get your shit right, alright? Because I don't like your type. Because your type is the type that I'm fighting against. You're the motherfuckers that don't want to see us with nothing. You don't want to see us doing nothing. I haven't seen one of your shows. Why don't you put it and share it to the world? And I'll put it on my show. You can piggyback off of me, bitch. And we'll see what you do. And then we'll ask the world who you like best, Mr. Sam 44 Man or this motherfucking Truth Seeker motherfucker. That's the only thing I can do for you, player. Cause you want some attention. Fuck you. My son is calling me right now, world. And his ass gonna have to do what he gotta do down there in Pasco County. Cause I can't do nothing cause I'm not a resident down there. I'm a resident in Florida a little bit, but not the way he need me to be. So he's gotta do what he gotta do. Okay. Y'all seen part 1 of what they was talking about Michelle Obama. And here comes part 2. You know, I don't know what kind of world we live in now, where men kiss men and women want to be with women. We had a tank of fire Sunday. The world just seemed like it's just spiraling out of control, spiraling out of control, spiraling out of control. My president is disrespected. I'm disrespected. Where do we go from here, world? It's a windy day in the city of Detroit. But where do we go, world, from here? I don't know. But you check out the second part of this Michelle Obama bullshit. And check check out this truth-seeking motherfucker and let you know where our world is going. Our world is going to shit. Whether you want to realize it or not, it's going down. And I'm just here to try to let you know that it's going down. You're tuned into the Detroit Raw Show, one of the hottest shows seen in the city of Detroit, coming out of the city of Detroit, around the world. With your man. Yeah, it's me, y'all. Mr. Sand, 44 Man. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. And I'll get back with y'all with more business starting on the business day tomorrow. Detroit Raw, only on YouTube.
Oh, say, can you see?
This video will present irrefutable and scientific proof that will establish beyond any reasonable doubt that Michelle Obama is in fact a man who prefers to present himself and who prefers to dress up as a woman. This video will prove that the person commonly referred to as the First Lady of the United States may be the First Queen at best, but he most certainly is not a lady. Let's find out why. This video will examine the following. It will examine Michelle's male hands, male shoulders, male torso, male genitalia, and overall male proportions. It will also look at how a carefully designed wardrobe, a wide hairdo, a persistent facially distorting smile, and carefully selected press photos have all succeeded in suppressing the revelation of Michelle's undeniable male physical form. While this information is controversial and shocking to say the least, it is being shared because it is the truth. It is being presented so that people can stop living the lie that is being dished out by the U.S. government and the mainstream media. Many people are unfamiliar with the more subtle physical differences that can be found between men and women. While Michelle Obama works very hard to distort the more obvious differences, he fails miserably at hiding them all. Let's take a close look at some of the male traits that he has failed to conceal. We will begin by looking at the hands. The scientific community has known for a long time that a man's ring finger is typically longer than the man's index finger. Here are two clear pictures that illustrate the differences in ring finger proportions on male and female hands. Notice how the man's ring finger is visibly longer than his index finger. While it is not uncommon for a woman to have the ring finger and index finger at very similar lengths, it is almost unheard of for a woman to have a visibly longer ring finger. See for yourself by looking at both of your hands. Relax your hands. Put them flat on a table. Pull the fingers together and notice the length of your ring finger. Now compare it to the length of your index finger. Your hands will now testify against Michelle Obama every time you look at them. If we look at this X-ray of a man's hands, we can see how the bone structure of the ring finger is visibly longer than that of the index finger. If we look at an X-ray of a woman's hand, we can easily see that the tip of the ring finger appears to be slightly shorter than the index finger. In this photo of Barack and Michelle's right hands, even at a distance, Michelle's ring finger is noticeably longer than the index finger. In fact, the ring finger is so long that when we compare it with the one on the man next to him, it is easy to see that the male trait of prominent ring finger length is even more pronounced in Michelle. Here we see a person holding up their hand. By the ring finger length, it is safe to conclude that he is a man. Here we see someone whose ring finger length clearly shows that she was born a female. But in this photo, wait a minute, Houston, we have a problem. The ring finger is noticeably longer than the index finger, proving that Serena Williams, the famous tennis player, was in fact born a male. Both the shoulders and flamboyant behavior are quite telling as well. Here is a good photo of Michelle's hands. The ring fingers are both visibly longer than the index fingers. Once again, we have a clear view of the hands. It is undeniable. Those are the hands that emerged from the womb on a male child. Now that we have established that Michelle has the hands of a man, let's look at Michelle's shoulders. The shoulders are surrounded by bulging muscles that appear to be very masculine. Notice how the carefully tailored clothing hides the neck muscles. Let's find out why. Both the neck muscles and the bulging shoulders look like they belong on a man. In this photo, the hair and the clothing both serve to camouflage the neck muscles. Michelle's face may appear quite feminine to the undiscerning eye, but after taking a closer look, isn't it amazing what the very best makeup artists and hairstylists can do to any person who has enough money? And to help add to the illusion, Michelle often slouches forward. This is done to make the shoulders appear smaller, but the masculine shoulders remain. Wild hair and dangling earrings can pull the eye away from the shoulders, but once you have spotted them, they just don't seem to go away. To make matters worse, men have more prominent brow features than women. As you can see, Michelle's eyebrows are generally painted on in such a way that they wrap around the male's skull bone that protrudes out at the eyebrows. Close-up images of the eyebrows reveal a tremendous effort at wrapping the paint all the way around this very prominent male facial feature. Once again, the painted eyebrows do not match the size of the brow bone. Now, what most people do not know about human anatomy is that the body is naturally proportioned based on the ratio between overall body height and the size of a person's head. In this illustration, you can see how perfectly proportioned a typical human body of each gender is. This illustration also reveals a description of how the shoulders are measured. On a woman's body, the shoulder width is typically equivalent of 2.5 times the width of her head. Here we have an example of a healthy woman. As you can clearly see, her shoulders are about 2.5 times the width of her head. A man's shoulders are typically the equivalent of 3 times the width of his head. In this illustration, it is easy to see that this person is in fact a man based on the width of his shoulders in relation to the width of his head. And here we have an image of an extremely athletic man whose gender is confirmed by the width of his shoulders in relation to the width of his head. Now, if we take an objective look at Michelle, we see that the shoulder width is not compatible with the shoulders of a woman in relation to the size of the head. The dress, the pearls, the fancy hairdo, and makeup can redirect the observer's attention away from the proportions, but all the illusions cannot make the physical reality that Michelle is a man go away. Now let's take a closer look at Michelle's body proportions. Notice in this illustration that the height of a typical healthy man is roughly 8 times the height of his head. The height of a typical healthy woman is roughly 7 times the height of her head. This illustration reveals that Michelle stands at 8 heads tall. At this point in human history, there is no amount of surgery that can change his body proportions. His overall height is exactly 8 times the height of his head, proving that Michelle cannot possibly be a woman. The jacket was carefully chosen to diminish the manly appearance of the shoulders. Notice how there is a wide gap at the waist to create an optical illusion that the hips are wider than the shoulders. Michelle is also wearing flat shoes. He does not tend to wear high heels because if he did, while standing at 5 feet 11 inches tall, he would tower over almost all of the women as well as most of the men who are standing nearby. Here we can see Michelle standing next to a woman. Notice how the woman's shoulders on the far left are no match for Michelle's man shoulders. There are many tricks of the eye going on in those dresses. Someone has added a few pounds of necklaces to downplay the bulging shoulder muscles. It is easy to see how Michelle arches his shoulders forward to help with the illusion just a little bit more. This illustration reveals how the hip and shoulder proportions are naturally different between men and women. While men's hips are smaller than their shoulders, a woman's proportions tend to be the opposite. I'm not able to show you an image of Michelle at the beach. However, when Serena Williams appears on a beach walking next to an actual woman, it is quite easy to see the physical differences between the body structure of a man and a woman. Even when a man has breasts that are formed by hormone replacement therapy, the hip bones remain much narrower than the shoulders. It is interesting to note that Serena's thin upper body and heavier lower torso are almost identical to Michelle's. So how then is it possible for Michelle to pose next to a man and appear to have female body proportions? Simply by turning the shoulders away from the camera, the shoulders appear to be narrower. Notice the difference when the shoulders are square to the camera. In this photo, we can see Michelle turning the shoulders away from the camera, and then simply by bending the wrist while relaxing the biceps, the upper arms appear to be more feminine. But look at what happens when the shoulders are square to the camera and the man arms are plain to see. The wild hair and stacked up jewelry can only do so much to distract you from the uncomfortable truth. The biceps are fully flexed because they are now carefully concealed under a custom-tailored jacket with exaggerated shoulder pads that make the arms appear smaller. It is quite an effective illusion. But when Michelle is put next to a real woman, the male features simply jump out of the photo. In order to trick the eye into perceiving the illusion of wider hips, Michelle typically wears dresses that are tight above the upper waist, but then flare out at the hips. In this image, we can see why Michelle will most likely avoid a simple V-neck in the future. A square front view reveals the broad shoulders and the neck muscles, but the super wide hairstyle creates the illusion of smaller shoulders, and the stacked up jewelry steers the eye away from those massive neck muscles. But in this image, there is a convincing first impression that these two people are both women. And so how do they present the illusion that they are both female? It is really quite simple. The woman wears a loose shirt and tight pants, while Michelle wears a tight shirt and loose pants, Add a few feminine externals, and there you have your illusion. In this image, it is quite easy to see just how large Michelle's shoulders and neck muscles are, especially when compared with the ones Barack has hidden under his suit jacket with the padded and extended shoulders. The bulging muscles under the big hair were perhaps the inspiration for this image that has been circulating on the web. So apparently, I'm not the only person who knows that Michelle is a man, and a very strong man at that, I might add. You will not find many pictures like this one because when Michelle frowns, the fact that he is a man frowning becomes very plain to see. And when Michelle drops the charade, the feminine false externals drop like a lead balloon. My, what a very feminine and slender neck you have. I wish I had one like that. The manly features often stand out like a sore thumb when the guard is let down and the photo is unexpected. Let's not forget the Adam's apple. What most people don't know is that the appearance of the Adam's apple can be diminished through surgery, but it cannot be fully removed. In this image, you can clearly see Michelle's Adam's apple. Once again, Michelle's Adam's apple is not too difficult to spot. The Adam's apple stands out in this earlier photo as well. Notice the bulging neck muscles and heavy man brows, even on the wedding day. Speaking of the wedding day, you must be wondering what happened to Michelle's male genitalia. There are certain undergarments that some people wear in order to hide their male genitalia. It is similar to a sports cup that men wear while playing contact sports. In this photo, you can see a surprising bulge that appears to be Michelle's special cup. This wardrobe malfunction was revealed by the wind that was blowing against him, revealing the contour of his form. But that's not the only wardrobe malfunction. In this picture, the lighting cast the most unfeminine shadows on Michelle's manhood. This photo begs the question, how could the audience not notice? In this earlier wedding photo, Michelle's body proportions are a close match to Barack's. Years of hormone replacement therapy may provide a touch of extra fat in certain areas, or a more feminine-looking skin tone, or change the voice a bit, but there is no amount of hormones or feminine gestures that will change the skeletal proportions of a man. Michelle's body structure cannot possibly be that of a woman. Even Barack's heavily padded shoulders and the silhouette of a feminine mirror cannot hide the fact that Michelle's shoulders are those of a man. Poofy dresses and big hair help to maintain the illusion of being a woman, but there are some things that simply cannot be hidden, like that protruding man finger. However, in this image, Michelle's man finger isn't the only issue. The biceps and triceps are disproportionately large, and while the dress pulls the eye downwards, it still can't shrink those shoulders. Even the children who accompany Barack and Michelle play a part in the illusion, because who would have suspected that the two girls might have been adopted? Perhaps someone should tell them that similar facial expressions cannot change the genetic evidence, but it sure is nice to see some truly feminine shoulders on the daughters. Have you figured it out yet? Are you ready for your reality check? Brace yourself. Here it is. The United States of America does not have a First Lady, but rather, the United States of America has its very first queen, its first drag queen, that is. Michelle has the hands of a man. Michelle has the shoulders of a man. Michelle has the physical proportions of a man. Michelle has a male anatomy. Hormone replacement therapy and surgical treatments cannot change the fact that every cell in Michelle's body is stamped and sealed with male chromosomes. As a woman, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind as I proclaim it from the rooftops that Michelle Obama is most certainly not a lady. I am a real woman. I have gone through school and earned a degree in criminal justice. I have learned a lot about people and why they do the things they do. While studying for my degree, I took many classes on forensic psychology. I also studied the basics of forensics and investigative skills. Throughout my travels, I have had many encounters with transgenders and transsexuals. And so, with all this background knowledge and experience, it is with great confidence that I now proclaim Michelle Obama has deceived the nations. I have absolutely no doubt that Michelle Obama is in fact a man. And now, a word from my husband.
As my wife and I were working on this video, we thought about all the American soldiers who are risking their lives overseas to fight illegal wars based on the whims of their commander-in-chief. How is it that so many people in the military are prepared to go to their death so that the president can feel safe and secure in his White House? As he cuddles up every night to his male friend who prefers to dress up as a woman and deceive everyone from behind that big smile. Many people in previous generations have laid down their lives for a noble cause. But frankly, we are quite baffled at this current point in American history and at what has become of what once was a great nation. I am speaking as one who not only has a military background, but I am also a retired law enforcement officer. The first 7.5 years of my career were spent as a police officer in Trinidad, Colorado, a place that was well known as the sex change capital of the world. While I was on patrol there, it was not uncommon to encounter people who had traveled there to seek gender reassignment surgery. I can clearly see that Michelle is a man, and I hope that you can now tell the difference as well. Time will tell how the truths that have been revealed in this video will transform America. But one thing is for certain, like it or not, Michelle Obama is now out of the closet. The production of this video would have been impossible without the help of the two witnesses. If you enjoyed this video and are not afraid of learning more shocking truths about the current realities in which we are now all living, visit testimonyofthetwowitnesses.com, but you had better fasten your seatbelt, because hearing the truth is not always comfortable.
You, referring to a man, shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination.
A woman shall not wear anything that pertains to a man, nor shall a man put on a woman's garment. For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord your God.
You wanted an abomination? You got it. But now a double woe has come to America. Behold your queen, the queen of Sodom. Behold your
Ladies Let's Move Initiative and Give Me 5 Challenge, we present to you the evolution of mom dancing, part 2.
She's so smart and positive and a great role model for all of us. Tonight we'll be talking about the 5-year anniversary of her Let's Move initiative, as well as its hashtag #GiveMe5 challenge. Please welcome back to the show the First Lady of the United States of America, Michelle Obama. Thank you so much for coming to visit us.
You just like for me to be silly.
No, I do. Because, I do. We always have fun. We always do something fun.
And you look so cute in your little Talbot's outfit. Isn't he a cute mom? He's so cute.
Thank you. We were rehearsing today, and the First Lady walked in, and I said, hello, and she goes, there she is.
Hey, girl. Hey,
there
girl.
she
How
is,
you been?
Thank you for doing that, gosh. It's always the best.
Thank you.
We always have so much fun. And you brought the great weather with you. You brought spring.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing spring. I've been waiting.
All credit for that.
I've been waiting for it to get good weather.
It's been a long winter.
It's been a long winter.
It really has.
You must love spring because I know you love the gardens and the vegetables and also sleeveless dresses.
Sleeveless,
and you go sleeveless. I mean, you got the arms.
If I had known, I would have.
Exactly, yeah.
But you look pretty good in a sleeveless top. Anybody who can rock a J. Crew sweater like you can.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good,
You can do
Everyone
sleeveless.
asked last time you were here, they're like, who's she wearing? Oh my God, what was the First Lady wearing? Where can I get that? Is that like specially made for her? And I'm like, and we asked, and it was J. Crew.
Yeah, it's regular stuff.
Today, were you wearing also J. Crew?
I didn't check.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't know either.
That's one of my favorite tops that I wear.
Yeah, I never know what I'm wearing either. Gucci. No, I don't know. But you obviously have rhythm and you can dance. You love music, I know that. Where would the First Lady listen to music? I would feel like that would be a thing that you can't do anymore.
No, absolutely. I have an iPod, and I usually just put my earphones in the car. I'm always listening to music. I mean, that's the way I kind of settle myself. Unlike you, I hear you just blast your music all the time.
Yeah. When you hear, whatever I play, which just could be anything. It's more like the Wiggles at my house. It's a lot of
you're in that stage.
I'm in that stage. I have two little babies.
Well, now I'm at the stage where my kids are introducing me to music, and they're like, "You don't want to hear this, Mom. The language is too bad."
But they're telling you.
What are you doing?
What are you doing with it? Oh, I did
it's like,
that.
oh, you don't want to.
Every kid did that growing up, hiding stuff, and oh my gosh. I remember my dad would play me these, I listened to comedy records, obviously, but my dad would take a key, this is when records exist, vinyl. Google it, Google it. You'll find out what vinyl is. And my dad would take a key and scratch out the dirty words.
Really? Could you do that?
Yeah.
Without messing up the whole record?
Oh no, I never understood any of the jokes, but still, I was like, that's why my monologue is the way it is. Yeah, you see, The Secret Service were right.
Your comedy was all garbage.
He's like, I tell you, next thing you know, so the other day I was walking, I go,
that explains everything.
Thank you very much, yes, thank you. But you have two girls. I'm loving it so far.
You've got a little baby.
Yeah, I have a year and 7 months and 5 months.
You're still in the good stages.
I hear it gets trickier.
They still like you now. So hold on to that.
Oh yeah. Are you the good cop or the bad cop in the parents?
Both pretty equal. That's the one thing I love about my husband. Even though he travels, he comes in, he can enforce, he can, But the other day the girls were trying to clue him into what a group chat was on text.
Already, this is making me laugh. I wish I had a video of this.
He didn't know, so we're sitting around the dinner table, and they all kind of looked at him, and, Malia said, "Oh, Dad, you're so detached." Enjoy this time.
Right now we're at the same kind of brainwaves, me and the 1 and 7-year-old. Yeah, I mean, we're both watching the TV going, "That's a red square." Like, "Don't turn it off, honey, that's a red square." That's my favorite episode. And I'm trying to put vegetables and sneak vegetables into everything.
Yeah.
But there's a sneaky way to do it. Like you put in brownie thing, but then I gotta make brownies or
You're right.
I don't want to do it. I just go, "That's a broccoli. Just eat broccoli."
Yeah. Well, that's what we did.
Don't make me put it in a cookie or something.
One thing I did with my kids, it was basic. It was like if you don't eat your vegetables, you can't have a treat.
Yeah.
And if you said you were full, you can leave your food, but you can't come back later and ask for more food.
See?
So, a couple of days of starvation.
They get the point.
Then it's like, give me a broccoli.
Broccoli sandwich, let's go.
They're crawling.
Yeah, they're licking ice cream cone, broccoli, ice on it. Oh, this is the best ice cream. Thanks, Mom.
They'll eat anything. 3-4 days of starvation.
Fruits and vegetables is new. You have a new initiative, FNV.
FNV.
FNV.com. For more, basically saying you should have more healthy snack choices.
Yeah, and it's making vegetables and fruits fun. I mean, fast food folks, candy, they market to kids.
Yeah.
Now vegetables and fruits are marketed. And we've got some really cool celebrities who've signed on to the campaign.
I saw this. You got our pal Jessica Alba, Kristen Bell, you got Cam Newton, John Cena, Steph Curry. It's all obviously great people, nice
and
people.
It's real funky, fun. It engages kids in a great way. So this is the next level of really trying to help families make healthier choices.
You're doing so many good
Happy
things.
birthday, Let's Move.
That's what I'm saying right now. More with First Lady Michelle Obama after the break. Stick around, everybody. Come on back. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're here with a very special guest, our First Lady Michelle Obama. Once again. Thank you again. I think we first met, I think it was before the Let's Move campaign, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Was that the veterans? I did it.
It was 4th of July.
It was 4th of July.
Yeah.
And
you wore a suit, and it was so hot.
I wore a 3-piece suit.
And Barack was like, "Where you going, man?" Why y'all in a suit? It was like 100 degrees outside.
I was meeting you. In the press.
You did. You look like that, too.
And I was like, I'm sweating. I'm like, "Hello, Mr. President, Mr. President." And he goes, "Didn't you get the memo? It's a barbecue." And I go, "Yeah."
That was your Barack Obama?
Yeah.
Was it good?
No.
Come on.
Let's Move. Now it's 5 years later. And the numbers will speak for themselves. Obesity, childhood obesity, the numbers are down.
Well, we're starting to see they're not increasing, and the rates among our youngest are starting to decline. So we've really started to shift the culture. I mean, you guys see it around, fast food chains are replacing French fries and sodas
apples
with
and stuff like that.
apple slices. It's just giving families more choices. The school lunches have improved for the first time in 30 years.
Yeah.
Kids are,
I mean, I remember that growing up. I'm so happy that changed for my daughters.
So it's really I'm just proud of the fact that people are sort of, catching on to the cultural shift, and the market will follow, because if we demand healthier products for our families, then the companies will provide it. So we're making this a movement, and the Give Me 5 initiative is the campaign that we're doing is to celebrate the 5th anniversary. So we're
Give Me 5.
challenging people.
Yes, you challenged me. You said, give me 5 mom dances.
Right.
And
you did it.
Thank you. I gave some really good ones. Yeah. So now I have to get the challenge.
You have to make a challenge.
So I'm challenging every mom out there to give me at least one mom dance.
Yeah.
And put it up on, put it online on Vine, whatever. Hashtag it mom dance. Hashtag give me 5.
Hashtag give me 5.
And let's see it trending tonight or tomorrow. Let's do that. Be cool, right? I want to talk about this because it's happening this Sunday, I believe. The White House.
It's Monday. The Easter egg roll.
The Easter egg roll.
Yeah.
And it's not. I always, of course, thought it was the Easter egg roll, which is not.
It's
a totally different thing. It's a nice egg roll. Yeah, it comes in as a giant egg roll. Everyone eats an egg roll. Like, it's the great egg roll.
Egg roll.
What? Because it's also involved Let's Move, and I'm thinking to myself, how much movement goes on? What even is an egg roll?
What is an egg roll?
It's not an Easter egg hunt, correct?
No, it's not a hunt. It's an actual roll, and that's part of White House tradition. This is actually the largest event that we do outside on the South Lawn. 35,000 guests come through, and it's really kids. It's fun. We themed it after Give Me 5, so there's going to be a lot of activity and cooking sessions, but there's an actual roll. So little kids have a spoon. This is tradition, so don't ask me why. It's a wooden spoon, and they start at the beginning line, and they push an egg to the finish line. They're running.
It's currently airing on ESPN4. The children's rolling of the eggs. You know what I think would be fun if you want to try this? You do an egg roulette. Is what I call it, right?
Yeah.
And you dye the pretty pastel colors, all non-toxic, healthy.
Okay. That's good.
12 eggs, dozen eggs. You hard-boil 10 of them, or hard-boil 8 of them, and 4 are raw. And then one at a time, and you and the president smash them on your head. Whoever smashes 2 raw eggs loses.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Come on, Michelle, you can do it. I think we should do it.
We can do it. I thought you were going to tell me to smash him on a kid's head.
No.
Which wouldn't be such a good look.
No, not for the first lady.
President smashing a raw egg on the head of a 3-year-old.
But Jimmy Fallon can do it. You can fly me over here. I can do it. I don't care. Just tell the kid to go wash his hair.
No, I think we'll stick to the spoon.
Stick to the spoon thing, absolutely, yeah. And guys, once again, I want to remind you, please hashtag Give Me 5 and hashtag mom dances. Or mom dancing? Mom dance. Yeah. I can't thank you enough for coming on our program yet again.
Thank
you're
you.
So much fun, and you're a role model.